Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I hope you guys are all having a good day. You know, uh, what I was going to talk about today was resentment. That's one that I think is very hard for a lot of people, especially somebody like me. What I just got done doing actually was I made a small little gratitude list, Uh, whenever I'm feeling resentful, sometimes that's one of the only things I know what to do. So a lot of times, inshallah, I go through and if I'm feeling resentful, I'll write down at least, doesn't have to be very much. I try to do at least 3 to 4 things or something that I'm grateful for. Like, I'm grateful for conscious contact and clean time. I'm grateful for my Muslim ummah. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my children. There are more things, but sometimes when a person's mind gets so overclouded with resentments, it's only easier for me to keep it simple for these people and stuff that's, in my life that I get to be grateful for. I'm very, very grateful for them. You know, it reminds me though, whenever I do that gratitude list, it kind of balances out the resentment that I have sometimes toward other people that seem to be attacking me, and they're not completely to blame. I look at it, I knew the moment I started practicing Islam that people were not going to like it. It's just kind of par for the course here in the western part of the world. I've had one particular man who's, he's very adamant that I should start worshiping his God, and so he makes it a point to try and break up my salah every time, uh, which God bless him, he really, I'm sure he's a good man, I just can't find it in me to do it, I can't find it in me to worship his God as a deity, that's his thing. There's a surah in the Quran that says, to let those guys have their own beliefs. And it goes something like this. It goes, Huda billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Qul ya ayyuhan kafirun. La ya'budu ma ta'budun. ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. And for those of you guys who don't know Surah Al-Kufrun, a lot of it, is basically say to them, basically, and quote me if I'm wrong, I guess, but, a lot of that sort of, to me, reminds me that it's okay for you. That also means that it's okay for me to have mine. And, where I get in trouble with resentment is how I respond about it, I just can't find it in me to, accept the higher power that these guys want me to have, That's why I'm very thankful for my own conscious contact with my own higher power, But I just, wanted to talk about resentment mainly because what it really boils down to is just how we handle it, There's good ways to handle it and there's bad ways. I have to do a gratitude list. I have to lean on fellowship. But most importantly though, I also have to lean on my own higher power, when it all comes down to it, You know, most people know where I stand with my own higher power. You know, that's my thing. But, you know, everybody, you know, and some people might not too, but most everybody, you know, everyone has their own higher power, and then that's awesome. You know, and I will say one thing that helps with the resentment is to utilize that higher power. You know, there's a story I read once, you know, about a young lady who was um, she was having a very tough time in her own recovery, and she eventually ended up with AIDS. You know, and she had hit into the back of a potato truck, you know, and eventually, you know, she ended up, you know, talking to somebody else, you know, within her own recovery, and told her I found my own higher power, you know. That was a potato. um, but you know what? At the same time, when I look at that, you know, a lot of people might look at that and laugh, but I look at that and I think, like, here's a lady who, you know, found a higher power that to me might have seemed materialistic, but at the same time, she had enough serenity to write out a story that was planted to help me get through another day. And she wrote that story out when she was in hospice, in an AIDS hospice, knowing that she was going to die, but yet she still was able to find enough serenity and enough time and enough love in her heart to write out something that will help me get through to another day. And, you know, that's one thing I'm very grateful for. You know, the addicts in recovery that, you know, that had it up to here with their life, but yet they still pushed forward just to help get this message out. You know, and there's a message that I want to pass on to you. Peace be upon you all, you know. Therefore, feeling resentful, let's try and balance it out with some gratitude, man. Until then, Layla Saida. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. Now we'll finish this off with Surah An-Nas. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Khuludu barabinas. Malikinas. Iodinas. Min sharri aswazi al-khanas. ومن شر في صدورينس من أجنة يوانس. Peace be upon you guys. You guys have a great night.